Welcome to the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com.
Don't fuck it up.
The Yeti Radio, powered by DavidLeeImaging.com. David Lee Imaging in the Titletown Music Archive and the Live 365 app.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to YetiRadio.com. We are live in the studio with Boogeyman for an interview. We got Ryan, Jason, and Eric here, and we're going to have a great time. But we're going to start it off with a single called Save Me from Boogeyman right here on the Yeti Radio in the Backstage Lounge.
I can hear her there. I'm lying on the stairs. I've been reaching out for you. I'm so glad you're here right now to save me. Save me from this hell I feel to save me. Save me. I'm alone, it's dark down here to save me. Trapped inside, I no longer hear the voices, I can't see the guiding light. Other side, the way it's shutting off the evil exercise. Save me. Save me from this hell I feel to save me. Save me. I'm alone, it's dark down here to save me. She could hear him calling through the cellar door. A fragile tone inside his voice she never heard before. He tried to tell her where the key was kept inside the house. Emotion got the best of her, an unknown force ripped the door right out. Save me. Save me from the hell I feel to save me. I feel the rush of wind, the door is thrown to the leaves. Our hanging friend is back, so come with me.
It's Boogeyman in the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com. Welcome, fellas. And it is Craig and not Eric tonight because Eric didn't make it. Sorry about that.
Happy to be aboard.
Let's see. All right. We'll start with Ryan and go introduce yourselves and what got you started in music.
Sure. I'm Ryan. Got me started in music. Jeez. I think originally it started out here on the west side. A few of my friends and I, we decided to make a band, even though we didn't know anything about playing instruments or anything like that. And we ended up getting some gear and starting to learn it. And my brother, Eric, the drummer of Boogeyman, that's how we learned together and essentially learned a bunch of Misfits songs. And that's how we kind of cut our teeth, along with some Metallica songs in the very beginning. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
I got started doing very young age, 12, 13, acoustic. I did vocals. My friend did acoustic. My buddy did pots and pans. His name's Cheeto, and he plays keyboards in this band as of currently. And we've just been slowly changing ever since. I love music. Not great at it, but my heart is pure.
Just having fun.
Yeah.
He's humble. I guess you got started in classical orchestra on the cello, and then after high school I didn't have a cello or an orchestra anymore, so I started playing bass and got into a few punk bands and ended up with these guys. But yeah, good times.
Awesome. So how'd you come up with Boogeyman?
I don't know, actually. It's actually kind of random. It just kind of seemed to make sense. I did some searches at the time, and nothing was popping up either under that spelling as one word. And at that point, I was like, let's run with it. But it was also something that we weren't very serious about in the beginning, because Jason and I were in a band together called the Sanitation Squad. And I wrote a song, and it wasn't going to be a Sanitation Squad song. It wasn't a metal song, and it was more kind of a 3-chord, punk rock sort of number. And I sent it over to him just to do it, for kicks. And what he sent back, because he recorded the vocals on it, I loved it, and we both loved it. And at that point, we decided, hey, let's continue further and see, what we can do. And essentially, the side project ended up growing just bigger and bigger as we decided that we wanted to write all of our songs about a story, essentially, that we created ourselves, that Jason had created in all the lyrics. And then our other buddy, he ended up fleshing out a book of the Boogeyman story that we call The Devil's Song. And so it's been fun. It's been quite the adventure so far.
It started as a fun side project, and then we kind of got obsessed with the whole lore, and now I almost don't even feel like I'm me. I feel like I'm the Boogeyman.
I know the feeling.
Yeah, you're the Yeti now.
The Boogeyman and the Yeti in one room
WrestleMania.
together.
The Yeti versus the Boogeyman. Who will come on top?
That's what she said.
Oh, Laos.
So you, your brother, and Jason are original?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're the
Everyone's
core.
original, but this was our side project. We recorded stuff. We've done everything, and then these guys came along when we needed a live group of people to bring it to the stage.
Okay.
So we never thought we would be a live band, and then it ended up becoming something that was just fun to do, and hey, let's do it. The Sanitation Squad ended up not having too much to do at that point, and so this kind of picked up where that dropped off, and and here we go. Now we have our second album out, and we're putting that out here on Friday. We've released it digitally already, but have a big show here at the Blues with Immortalized Productions and with Adam, and so looking forward to that one right now. Yeah,
great place to have a party, and great promotions group to get the word out for sure. What are some of your influences?
That's hilarious. Me too, by the way. I don't know. Like for Boogeyman, like focusing on Boogeyman, it's definitely like Bad Religion meets Misfits meets certain aspects of Iron Maiden. But then I would say there's also, in my eyes, like a West Coast skate punk sort of aspect to it. But I don't know.
Bad Religion.
Yeah. But I don't know. I also like I don't know, like The Business or like Cockspar, like Oi style bands and that sort of thing too. And so that kind of worked itself into some of Boogeyman's like a song creation, like U.S. Bombs, that style of music. So.
Okay.
But also, you should say something about King Diamond.
Yeah, as far as Boogeyman goes, lyrically, King Diamond's theatrical concept albums we're just like, I wanted to bring that to horror punk because I hadn't seen anybody do that, to where it's like a unifying story that's original, that goes through the whole thing. And the King was just like a dark narrator that controlled the sound for an hour and a half, and it blew me away. So I wanted to do that. But as far as outside of that, we all have our punk rock roots. But I love progressive rock from the 70s, and I'm huge into some stuff like Gentle Giant. I love like early metal, like Rainbow, Judas Priest. That's kind of my thing.
I'm mostly a punk rocker. I didn't have an appreciation for the Misfits really till I met these guys, but they're Bad Religion fans.
We didn't
So
know that until we let him in the band.
He's done after this interview.
He told on himself.
Any friend of Bad Religion is a friend of mine, so that was enough said there.
Yes,
awesome.
That's true.
Well, I do appreciate the CD, and I do appreciate you signing it. I don't know if it'll make it on this wall. Like I said, I'm trying to get moved into the garage with a little bit bigger space, and I've got a whole design thing in my head, which hurts.
There's a lot going on here.
And the swag, the stickers in the cup, that was cool. I might have to use that cup instead of this one.
There you go. Switch out.
These guys are assholes. they wouldn't etch my name in one of their mugs because of the namesake.
Oh yeah.
They wouldn't laser engrave it, so they canceled our whole order.
Oh.
I was like, you guys are assholes.
Wow.
So anybody out there, fuck Yeti. I still drink out of them because they're good. But screw those guys. And I even made a post about it, and they saw it, and they never said anything.
Was it like a copyright thing? Like they're like, we're Yeti.
They're Yeti. I am the Yeti, and
yeah.
I'm full blown. I'm not even in the same genre, man.
Yeah.
It's not like I have another cup. You know,
Just not confused.
I do a radio show and do interviews, and I play music.
Their CEO is going to be the third person in our wrestling match, so that'll be you guys.
Atomic Gilbert.
I mean, I don't want to like toot my horn. You guys go out, and then the winner will take me down. The Phantom, I like to be called. No, just kidding.
How long has Boogeyman been Boogeyman?
You mean in a live aspect, or when our album came out,
or as a whole, when the whole concept came and you went, okay, this is what we're doing?
Oh, geekily, me and you were just doing it as like a side girlfriend from our other band in like a long time ago, like
maybe 4 or 5 years. You know, the first album's been out, I think, for about 2 years now, a little over 2 years, and that's kind of where I consider it from, is when we released the first album.
Okay. And
put that all out there.
Well, the work leading up to that counts to some of us anyway.
Yeah, and I think that took like a good maybe year or two.
There was a few years in there because we didn't quite understand the concept yet. We had a bunch of music, and then we started working on it to make the story, because I remember writing the story at work, and it started getting... I'd never done anything like that. It was all discombobulated. So a few years before that, let's say 5 years. But really, I feel like we're a fresh new band in Phoenix who's about to have our debut second album.
That's a story, and we're sticking to it, right? Absolutely. So it's horror punk?
Sure.
Yes, we're a conceptual punk band, horror punk. We also tell horror stories, so I think we fall under that curtain perfectly well.
I think it's because Misfits are our prevailing
it's like Misfits are
influence.
Our dudes, so.
Ultimately, we're on a record label called We Are Horror Records. But, I think we're also kind of happy to fly the flag here a little bit. There's a bunch of horror punk bands out there, even here in the Valley, that are much bigger than we are, like Zombies and Calabrese. Those guys have been doing it for a very long time. And so it's fun to come into this and learn about it and see that this is real kind of like a niche genre that, I don't know, is alive and well in some ways, in a small way. But it's been kind of a fun little family of sorts internationally.
Horror punk around the world is a small but vibrant scene of people who are very passionate about it, and so it's
definitely that.
It's definitely a good group to be in.
Well, when I first found or came across your band and your music, at first glance, I'm like, okay, this is going to be another metal band because of the logo and the and the pictures.
It
I'm
looks
like,
all pessimic.
and then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm confused now. But
Intentional.
Now I'm not.
Yeah. Yeah, because we wanted to put off, in some ways, like a harder image than what the music would show. And we also wanted to do songs with like dark lyrics, but like major key sounds, so like happy songs with dark lyrics. And so always trying to do that juxtaposition,
We're a sucker for a hook and a chorus and something to sing along to. So.
Yeah.
A lot of times some of the metal stuff doesn't have that, but a lot of times it does. I'm a huge metalhead, so to me, I'm like, we're kind of metal, but other people are like, come on, son, you ain't metal.
The melodies are infectious, though.
Yeah,
You sing them under your breath for a while. It's hard to get out of your head.
I think that's what I'm going to do with my Christmas money. Invest in some more microphones.
Is it bet like? Is this
No, because it's dynamic. So
They put
Yeah.
a word
Yeah.
in it, so it's cool.
Here, you can take that.
You're at 5:55 right now.
You
got 198 left.
I never really listened to the Misfits, and I was like, give it back.
Yoink.
So do you have any off the wall pre-show rituals? Anything?
Jeez.
I mean, there's candle ritual. I mean, that's on stage now.
Yeah, I'd say the ritual is really mainly on stage. I wouldn't say
Okay.
it's so much pre-show, other than that quick shot and a beer, maybe. That's
We like to get in the right headspace. I think laughing and having a good time before, and then it's like, oh, it's business time. We go. We set up the banner. We try to operate very lickety split.
we do try to get together
You know.
beforehand, and at least like
The rituals afterwards, I'd say.
Oh
be
yes,
careful.
definitely afterwards. But we don't want to know about afterwards. We've heard about after parties.
And ours are all family friendly.
So what's the songwriting process? Where do you start at typically?
So the way we start is
Babu?
no, this is fun. My son will love this. My son loves cats. I did not like cats until my son, and now I love cats too. Hey, buddy, do you smell my kitty?
The only reason I don't like cats is because of hair. And then my wife said, "What about Sphinx?" And I said, "Oh, really?"
Yeah,
Okay.
She got you.
You can chill.
Just like, oh, I can't.
Yeah, no, you can hang out.
Hey,
Yeah,
girl,
he's-
babe, I would, except for all that hair. And she's like, I got news for you. They got hairless cats, and you're like,
You blew your
Fe-
one out.
feels so nice.
I just got a new dog, and that I had every excuse in the book.
Right.
And then, but I guess that's not about songwriting process, really.
No, but that's fine. I like that. So I would start and I would write the song, and I would track the guitars and the bass and the keyboards and program the drums as well. And I'd send the completed track over to Jason, like by Dropbox, and Jason would bring it in. I think Jason uses Pro Tools. I use Ableton, and he would lay down his vocal track. But then he would add like harmonized vocal tracks. Sometimes if he felt the need, he would add some keyboard or piano, something along those lines. And then he'd send it back to me. And really most of the time, it's complete at that point. Very rarely is it like, nah, this missed the mark a little bit. We've written
Almost
a bunch
never.
of songs. There's a bunch that we have done already. And, not all will make the cut. But...
Right.
But that's kind of the point. I tried to overwrite, like pick the real winners here,
Right.
and leave the others
That other
behind.
stuff can be worked on later and maybe turned into something else later.
Yeah, exactly. But ultimately, just trying to challenge ourselves with writing good material and solid songs. And so, yeah.
So what do you think makes your music unique?
I think the whole encompassing project, there's, overall, we didn't reinvent the wheel or anything. We have clear sounds and stuff, but I think it's the sound. I think we've crafted our own sound and our own world, and the lyrics have a lot to do with it. And so I think there's a feel that feels unique to me. Other people might be like, it sounds like this, it sounds like that. But,
Okay.
if you take it all in, there's a lot there. And it's I think we spent a lot of time on minutia that nobody will notice, unfortunately.
Yeah, especially because of the story.
Yeah, so
Back to the previous question real quick, because I forgot to ask. When you do the vocals, do you add backing vocals at some point that
Yes.
these other guys have to sing, and they're like, I got a what?
yeah. So
That's an issue.
I do. I don't.
Damn it.
He plays all the strings and stuff. I do the keyboards on the albums, but yeah, I pretty much do all the vocals on the albums. I think there's been a few things you've done, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had on the first
like
album
shouting
we
parts.
had a local hero of the punk rock scene named Ben Barnes, who anybody who knows he's like one of the coolest guys around. But he had some stuff in there. But yeah, I pretty much layered the background vocals and have different. The second album is different than the first one. I layered the lead vocals on the first one. Second album, I just went for a straight one track with heavy
Like effect.
effect.
Like
Yeah,
reverb and delay.
saturation is the word I'm looking for. Yeah.
The vocal tracking also being one of the things that makes a band unique because the vocals are pretty rad.
I would say.
Yeah.
I would say that's
Yeah.
that's
You might-
probably.
The vocals are good.
I would say that's.
See,
I would say that's
who likes the Misfits now?
You know, I think our melodies are solid. I think the way we incorporate the keyboard is unique and builds the atmosphere. What I'm really trying to do is create a feeling and an atmosphere. I'm not trying to be technical when it comes to these things necessarily. It's real. Boogeyman's very simple, but it's all the layers that make it special.
Right.
I think we were talking about this on the way here. I think a good way to describe it is actually it's punk rock. We have other aspects, but we're escapism. It's not.
Yeah.
We want everybody to like forget about work, forget about their day, forget about the news, forget about everything, and get haunted by our tale and our song and get nerdy about it.
I think campfire
There's not enough in punk rock with
and
that.
like ghost tales were very inspirational at a young age for probably, I think, both of us. I was in scouts for a long time, and telling stories at the campfire. That was something that was always, I don't know, fun to do, and trying to bring that sort of folklorish aspect into all of this. So maybe it's not the music so much, but the story of the Boogeyman and what he's done in Whisper Creek, essentially.
Okay. You ever heard the story of Harry the Hand?
I'm not sure. Is it the same as the hook in the car?
No, it's
No? Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
it's a story down at Yuma Proving Grounds, and it was an MP that went to, I guess, fell asleep while he was on duty in his patrol car out in the desert, and he woke up and his car was covered in bloody handprints all over. So it was Harry the Hand. He would kidnap people, kill them, and cut their hands off, and then leave handprints all over.
That was here in Arizona.
I don't think it was real. I think it was a campfire story. So that's why.
Interesting. See, I like that.
I am
That's like right up my alley.
I'm not superstitious, but I'm stitious enough that I'm just like, I don't know. It sounds pretty real to me.
Right. Well, it sounds like something that could happen,
Yeah.
of course. But
Jason's not touching any Ouija boards.
That might be a one-off song coming up. Harry the Hand,
Yeah, that's
inspired,
inspired by the Yeti.
inspired by the Yeti.
That's right.
Where do you get your inspiration for lyrics?
I get I get the idea of the story in my head first, at least recently, especially, and I just start fleshing it out from there.
Well, since we played it already, do Save Me.
So Save Me is a part in the story where the protagonist is trapped in the basement, blind, and he's lost his eyeballs, and his girl that was waiting for him at the end of the last album comes to get him out from that. And so it was just, I'm trying to tell the story.
Okay.
And so it's this one especially. We have a lot of newer stuff, but it's linear story. So I try to tell the story in a way that it is done like you could do on a stage. Like things return, and there's themes, and there's lyrics that return, and stuff like that. Like, I can't remember what they call it, but in the play, if there's a gun on the mantle in the first act, you should use it in the second. You know what I mean?
Right.
I try to do stuff like that. So in that song, at the end of it, the cellar door is ripped and thrown into the trees. And later, on the second half of the album, that cellar door is thrust down and tried to kill the kid. Later. So there's a lot of lyrics. It's hard to explain to people who don't know that, but my inspiration is just the story and love the storytelling, you know.
Okay.
So.
All right. Awesome. And since we're coming up on it, Superstition.
So our protagonist has discovered he thinks the root of the evil, and I don't want to give too much away with the whole story, but a main character might be very deceitful, and in this one he discovers that deceit, and he gains, instead of being afraid and weak through the first half of the story, thinks superstition, he really kind of gains his I'm gonna vanquish this foe attitude, you know.
Okay.
So
you used the superstition in a positive manner to help get through the situation.
yeah, so the line is there must be law in superstition. And so when he goes and he meets this supernatural being, he knows some things are off, and so he's like, even if it's superstition, like something, there has to be facts here, and something's not right.
Okay.
So yeah.
Awesome. What's your favorite song to perform?
Let's get Trego do this.
The singles.
The singles.
No, I personally like the Candle of 6 Days. That's always been that's from the first record.
Okay.
I do like the singles from the second album, but my favorite song we haven't really got into playing yet, which is Hex. I kind of have a soft spot for, like ska and the upbeats, and they put a couple of those on the second album's not as like driving punk as the first album was. There's a little more variants, and I like those couple of songs. One of the songs, there's a really cool bass line that I like a lot, so hopefully we'll be playing that one here soon.
Someday.
Once you memorize that Misfits discography.
Come back after collection 1 and 2.
Collection 1 and 2. And 3 hits from hell.
It's very Stephen King though. I like the whole tale they're telling. My son's name is Zeke. Hi Zeke. And the boy's name in the story is Ezekiel. So that was kind of when I joined the band. I felt like a cool connection going on there.
Superstition, dude. It's the law.
It's superstition.
See what he does? He's good at this.
Right? Pick things out here and there and put them all together and make a whole story out of them. Nice.
Yeah,
And zombies.
a bunch of different parts from all over the place. So I'm actually really surprised how he weaves it together and brings it all in. I'm just like, holy shit, nicely done.
What's your favorite?
Ooh,
It's hard to pick one, huh?
I think I know which one you're going to say, but let's see.
Okay, well, I'm curious what you think. It's hard to say. I mean, I truly do love them all. That's a cop-out answer, but
if you were going to play one song for me right now.
I really like Afraid of the Dark. In some ways, it was, well, it was a song that really, I think, started to get us some, momentum.
That's true.
And especially, overseas. And that was nice, and that was important. But for the second album, I think one of my favorite songs is probably Superstition. I just like the lead part in it and the flow of everything. And then with the little keyboard part that Jason added, of the little tasty lick, it has it all, and or like that. Why? What did you think I'd say?
I thought you were going to say Communion in the Wind, but I forgot we were building up for Superstition, so I'm going to say Superstition for sure.
Awesome. So what's your favorite performance so far? How many have you actually had?
We've only done 8 live performances. This is about to be our 9th performance. So we've been a performing band for about a year now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And we did 8 performances in a short amount of time, and then we took a break to get our second album out, and we're kind of back in what I like to consider show season, which I think we like to play until it gets too hot, and then we don't
Take the summer
play
off.
around here anymore.
I'm not going in that van.
Yeah. But we
I
have
don't blame
much
you.
more planned, so it's going to be great.
Yeah, we have.
Favorite performance, though?
You know, for me, I think it was.
The Vegas one?
To Vegas. That's what I would go with.
You know, I was going to say the show that we did at the Blues. We played the Blues once before, and
Last December.
and I feel like that was really a time when we had all 6 pieces, because we're a 6-piece band, and when we did the first one, we didn't have a keyboard player at the time, which Boogeyman is very reliant on the keyboard and having those organ sounds and that sort of thing. So when we had Cheeto, our old drummer from Sanitation Squad, step up to play keyboard, and we had all 6 of us, and I heard all of it together, then I knew we were on the right track.
Okay.
And so,
Awesome.
Oh, man, it's really
but
hard.
I mean, it was fun to go to Vegas though, because that was the first trip like we took out, and it was all of us like together, and you know, it was just big bro time. We went to the punk rock museum and hung out, and then we went to this like horror like pizza shop. I think it's called
Slicers.
Slicers. Yeah. And so
Great name for a pizza shop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I don't know. We just had a good old time, and it was.
I was on like a I didn't eat any bread diet that whole time, and like their pizza, I was like, I am eating pizza. I love pizza, but Slicers with all its cool stuff, the pizza dough is black, and so all of us like had some strange defecations after.
I'm sure.
I don't want to be too graphic, but all 6 members of the band was like, bro. Yeah, it was like weird
too
green
deep.
diet. Yeah.
So,
The poops were strange.
so you have a green shit this morning? I did. Why? Oh shit!
It took me a day later, and then I was like, there it was, boys. I had to let them know.
And we're back to that after party talk.
There we go again.
Sorry, I'm sorry if I keep derailing you, man.
No. That's what this is about. This is about you guys and your story, and that's what makes this so awesome.
Our bowel movements.
So where did
Healthy.
you play? Vegas.
The Double Down. We gotta
Double
play
Down.
the Double Down. It's the punk rockest club in Vegas there is, man.
Gotta have an ash juice.
But we would like to upgrade to the Triple Down if they'll have us when we come back in a month or two. That would be great.
At the Punk Rock Museum.
Fat Mike, please.
Hook a brother up.
That's yeah. But we'll settle for the Double Down. We could probably get that again.
So what's your favorite local venue to play at?
To play at? Well, I have to say the Blues that we played at that one time, first time that I've ever played with not a sound guy but a sound girl, and the sound there was really, really good. I'm preferable to the Timeout Lounge. It's my neighborhood bar.
Okay.
Played there several times. Love Laura. She runs a great shop there.
Absolutely.
And so I guess I'm just biased because it's my neighborhood bar, but I really love that place. But we did, when we opened for the Miss Smiths not too long ago, that was my first time ever playing at Yucca Tap Room, and that's a historic venue, and that was really cool to play there and open up for a great band like that. So basically all centered around that intersection of Middle and Southern right there. A lot of good venues right there.
No, I feel that too, you know. I don't know. There isn't one that I guess I don't like. You know, one that I miss now is the Beast. Now that the Beast isn't here anymore, part of Cornish, and they're like sidebar. I think they got rid of it or something. I really like that. They had all these like red lights. It was kind of like 20s.
It was
reminded me of,
Iron Maiden Central over there.
It reminded me of like Durant's, that steakhouse with all like the red light sort of thing going on over there. But yeah, it was all super Iron Maiden, which, you know, is par for the course for us.
Right.
Love that all day.
I gotta say, back before Club Red closed down, I loved playing there with our other band. But there's a place that we're never going to be able to play again. Sure, it's not the gloriousest place to play. The Tempe Tavern was my bar. I love that place. They took the stage away.
Tell 'em, Joe.
And I'm telling Rob right now, Rob, you put that stage back. Rob, you put that stage back.
Don't point at Mike.
Yeah, don't point at me.
Put that
The
stage
camera's
back
over
and you
there.
stop selling all those drinks to those college kids and you let the dingy punkers in again to spend a lot less money, please.
I'm gonna have to put the on-air sign above the camera.
Oh, and congratulations, Vanessa. on the baby that's happened. That's at Tempe Tavern there.
Congratulations.
Not that she'll ever watch this, but
Hey, stranger things have happened.
That's true.
This is the Yeti Radio. Come on.
This is the Yeti.
All right, gonna break into an intermission song, and you heard all about it already. Here's Boogeyman and Superstition in the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com.
On the journey back, confidence enveloped me. I knew that I would see his face and know right then we knew the tree to fly. If I had been deceived, black holes remain uncomfortable, you blinked. All other souls gone, except for this one. All other souls gone. I must be more in superstition. The hanging man in front of me began to twist and shake, altering transparency into a solid state. No, I have no eyes. All of this I see and more. I'm not the boy I was before. I won't stand for this anymore. Fear me now, it won't be long. The talisman is in my palm. All of the souls gone, except for this one. It's been passed down to me, a blessing and a curse. Somehow this was meant to be. God bless the devil's verse. Speak to me, don't fall. As she lays asleep, why do you linger here? You feed off her, you feed off me. 2,000 years ago, we broke your family line. I serve the one who cast a shadow on the dawn of time. Been stuck between the space, anointed by your grace. You have released me here, now child, come and meet your fate. There must be law in superstition. As the story goes, Benjamin then fled from me to a place their father lies, St. Paul's Cemetery now. Stirring ground awaits for me, even though I cannot see. I'm not the boy I used to be. Not the boy I used to be.
It's the Yeti Radio in the Backstage Lounge. And a little bit of feedback for you here with Boogeyman live in the studio. Back to the questions. We got engulfed in the conversation.
We did.
now that I know where the camera is too, this is gonna be a much different interview.
Yeah, much different interview.
You're not going to be staring off up
I'm like, yeah, the whole time.
at the Drew Brees jersey. Hey!
Well, that's what I tell, because I'm the only one running things. Because there's been posts and people have gone, we'd like to thank everybody at the Yeti Radio. Everybody?
You're just like, give it to me. Man.
The
It's only
Roy,
me.
the
One-man
Roy,
army.
everybody.
But, and I typically say, and I forgot to tell you guys, there's the camera. And don't, it's not disrespectful if I'm looking away because I'm checking sounds and video and making
I was
sure
wondering
we're good.
You're working.
Yeah. double timing it. So, but if you could collaborate with anybody, past, present, bring them back to life, who do you want to collaborate with?
These guys have a pretty big collaboration in their past already, so.
Go ahead. I'll go for it. I would do a rock opera with Ronnie James Dio, Freddie Mercury, and it would be the four tenors. Bruce Dickinson and still while he's alive, Rob Halford. But on background vocals, I would have Glenn Danzig, myself on guitar, and then whoever else is affordable who could do the chops. That's my
This guy.
That's me. I'll probably invite Ryan and this guy too.
Thanks, buddy.
Ronnie J.
I don't know who I'd say for myself. I don't know. I think for me lately, I think it'd actually be someone like I don't know. This would be so random, but like Trent Reznor or Danny Elfman, just because they do things in such a different way. I would love to see how that sausage is made. You know, like especially Danny Elfman and like that whole monstrosity that is made. It'd be just see what's under the hood.
You mean like Oingo Boingo, or are you straight up like the?
No, Danny Elfman, like the score stuff.
Yeah,
Like
primarily.
Edward Scissorhands, Danny Elfman.
Yeah, I mean,
Not Oingo Boingo.
come
I
on.
got some Oingo Boingo records. They're pretty
Right?
How about you?
I was hoping you wouldn't do that. I have some pretty un-punk rock answers.
Let's hear your
Like,
unpunked
I-
answer.
I think Eddie Vedder is pretty cool. I think it would be cool to like
I like Eddie
to
Vedder.
he's a cool musician. Like he's got a ukulele album that's really cool. He's done some different stuff. I've always been a big Pearl Jam fan, so like it'd be cool to like lay down some cello for an Eddie Vedder record or
So Pearl Jam or
something
Nirvana,
like that.
who's better?
Oof.
Pearl Jam.
I think Pearl Jam again. I'm gonna ruffle some feathers here, but I think Pearl Jam's
Mic
better.
drop. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna go into it.
We're naming names tonight.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go there. Don't want to go with the overrated card.
Hey,
and Nirvana, people get mad, but I like Nirvana.
If Eddie
Cool
Vedder
Beyond.
had died in the early '90s, then there would
That's yeah.
Maybe.
Are we? Do we
That's-
have to censor this out? Are we about to get ratioed? Pearl Jam is lame, bro. They play slow songs at times. Oh, where can that baby be?
Jason has
No,
spoken.
I love. My wife loves Pearl Jam so much, and so do I. So that's cool.
she's gonna love him more after my collaboration with him.
Here's some
Dude,
songs.
It's possible too, because Eddie Vedder's like, I'm looking for some unknown artists, some blood, because he's super indie and hip and.
Yeah.
So what's the
Okay.
craziest thing that's ever happened on stage?
It's been pretty tame so far.
I mean, it's funny. I mean, it's not necessarily crazy, but so I like to, we're Boogeyman. I bring smoke machines just in case the venue doesn't have them, and the smoke machines I have LED lights, and I have a control in my pocket for those, and the control took over the whole lighting of the whole stage, and so I just sat there changing the lights all night. It was pretty great.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
I think the sound dude was just like, what the hell is going on here?
What's wrong with my damn lights?
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, we just like rock out and have a good time. But
Yeah, no whammy so far.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, right. Sure.
So if you could play any venue in the world, where would you want to play?
The Sphere.
yeah,
Everyone says that answer right now, right? That's the
Is it that? What's in
It's a tie
Vegas?
between
The big, like,
Vegas.
trippy
Yeah.
thing?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a tie right now between that and Red Rock.
No, Red Rock.
Red Rocks is pretty cool.
Yeah. Now that you say Red Rocks, that's... I don't know, Madison Square Garden would...
Just to have that American.
I mean, that's
That's
just...
like you did it. You made it.
Yeah,
type
I mean... What do you do after that, I guess?
But I mean, I would do in the parking lot of Nico's Rock and Roll Ribs, since he just retired.
That's
from
right.
Maryland. I would. That's where I want to be right now.
I think we need to figure out a show in Florida.
Nico's Rock and Roll Ribs.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. So what do you do in your free time other than music?
You want me to take this one?
Yeah.
I like to mountain bike a lot.
Okay.
I like to play volleyball. That's good. He doesn't play volleyball so much, but I like to. But
a lad, I was known to ball some ball.
but
You volley some ball, all right.
honestly, between work and being a dad, like music is, I dedicate a lot of my free time to that. So that's what I love to do, and that's what I want to keep on doing. So
Cool.
Me? For me, outside of music, it's been a lot of hiking and hunting in particular. Something I like to do a lot of too is foraging, and so I've spent a lot of time lately learning about like desert plants and what sort of different cactus you can eat, and that sort of thing. And so that's been fun. It's something that I did a lot, especially during the whole like social distancing time of COVID. You know, go out in the middle of nowhere, there's no one around, and
Right.
and then I'd go hike the desert, hunting quail or rabbit primarily, and so doing a lot of that. But I'm also dad. My son and I, Dylan, we play a lot of video games, and so that's a big bonding feature for us. And so just picked up the new Indiana Jones game the other day, and we've been trying that one out right now.
Cool.
Your turn.
You know, I mean, me and my wife, like, you know, on the weekends we love movies. We like to go out and just have a good time. Me and her. We don't have any kids right now or anything, but music is. I love to write lyrics and I love to do that. So it's kind of like my favorite thing. But I love literature as well. I'm a big into fantasy, and like the Dark Tower series. Stephen King. I'm kind of obsessed with that. I'm kind of a nerd, I guess. I don't hunt. I can't hike as well and carry large backpacks up mountains.
I
as
tried
my
to get
good
him
friend
to
here.
come out with
No,
it.
just kidding. I'm great at carrying up backpacks. I've been carrying backpacks my whole life. But,
Jason's wife would rather go hunting than Jason.
oh, my wife, she's already been a part of getting. She already nabbed a deer this year,
See?
bro. Shoot.
well,
I was like,
well on her way.
They gutted it, and I was like, gross. That's real gross. I'm going to sing about the details in some later song, but baby, I'm going to need you to cook that up for me later because I can't do it myself.
I love you, dude. That's hilarious.
So, you have a favorite cuss word?
I can't say that.
I don't think I can say it either.
It's not PC anymore.
Well, this isn't.
You know, I mean,
this is on the internet.
There's
so,
nothing as satisfying as a good fuck. You know, I mean,
Okay.
right?
No, but we were asking about swear words though.
Yeah, fuck is just. Yeah.
I know. It's fucking A.
It's a noun. It's an adjective. It's a verb.
It's everything.
You can describe everything all at once.
I'm gonna go with poppycock.
I say my kids get a kick out of it. I say blast a lot, and they seem to think that's pretty funny. It's the non-swear, so the
Kind of like whatever used to mean fuck you.
right.
Yeah.
The C
I know.
word is fun, but I realize it's just not appropriate to say on the radio.
What's the C word again?
California? No, I'm just kidding. We love California. We're gonna be coming to you soon. It rhymes with bunts.
And can't
Stunts?
understand new technology.
Yeah.
You have a favorite sound?
Background vocals.
Probably the organ lately for everything. It just
I can't say the
Churchy and
cello
creepy
because
at
I
the
am a
same time.
cellist, so I'm going to say the saxophone. I really love the saxophone. If I was going to learn a new instrument, I think it would be saxophone.
Okay.
Did you mean instrument or did you mean like leaves blowing in the wind?
Whatever.
Oh, okay, then the dentist drill. It's probably favorite.
Wow.
I thought you meant instrument.
Nobody's ever said that.
Electric.
Craig's
Yeah,
managed to find himself out of the band
vehicle.
shorts.
Hey, people, noise.
I love the hum.
Finite resources.
Jason's favorite sound is when you pick him up. If you don't honk out front, he's like, "Why didn't you honk and let me know I was here?" So that honk is especially important for him.
Blast.
Blast.
Well played.
Blast.
Curses.
Poppycock. That's a bunch of poppycock. I remember one dude looked at me and said, "Absolute rubbish," and I was like, "Didn't we defeat you guys like 200-something years ago?" That's rubbish, mate.
Oh, that's hilarious. Sound that you hate.
Well, that dentist drill is pretty high up there, Craig. You know, nothing is worse, though, I think, than nails on a chalkboard. I feel like my teeth are going to shatter when I hear that sound.
Okay.
Yeah, none of that. Or when Jason points the mic into the monitor. That's always
That
fun,
happens
too.
a lot.
Like
Yeah, probably
earlier,
my feedback.
I turned it up forgot to turn the speakers down before I unmuted the mics. It happens.
It does.
That's a super hard question because, like, I love avant-garde music, so John Zorn, Mr. Bungle, all that wild stuff. So it's hard to say a sound I hate, but
Well, that'd be Mr. Bungle.
children's choirs in bands, in like even though Pink Floyd nailed it, a lot of other like children choirs are just like kind of like children actors. Not too good to me. It's a real special thing. Like I'm the worst.
Particular.
Take that, Daddy-O!
Oh man, I think the dentist drill, or maybe I mean we talked on the way here. It's more of a pet peeve than a least favorite sound, but guys who listen to music on their Harley is that's a concoction of very loud sounds that's just a little bit much for my personal tastes. Maybe if the Harley was an EV.
That's why he's the bleeding heart punk rocker of the band. I also have to say, people who listen not only to Harleys, people who listen like to the new Boogeyman single just on their phone without a Bluetooth speaker, or it could be any band I'm shamelessly playing it. I don't like it. Just I see guys at work throw their phone on and they're listening to like some rap or something, and it's just driving me crazy. I'm like, you want to hook up to my DCR 2500 that I got over here, man? Because nobody else is enjoying that.
You're a crackly speaker.
Yeah. The nuances, the background vocals.
He's all about quality, folks.
I'm not quite a, what do you call it, audiophile, but I'm 2 tiers below that.
You care.
Okay.
A lot.
If you're into the religious side of things, what would you expect to hear when you get to the pearly gates?
Not you.
You're forgiven.
No cover.
You nailed it.
That was
good. You win.
That's the winning answer so far.
Have a sticker.
Yeah, you win. You get a Yeti sticker, baby.
I like that.
Oh, that's absolutely hilarious.
Good thing we brought you.
Yeah. You can answer the hard philosophical questions.
Not the same without a bass.
That's right. Lay down that low end.
So knowing how the music industry used to be and how the music industry is today, what would you consider a successful career in music today as opposed to 40 years ago, 50 years ago?
You have to be able to get paid somehow for what you do and be able to, I think, be able to continue your project from the money that you make. And so, like, I feel like it's interesting because there's been a lot of the Spotify Wrapped to come up, you know, and see all that. And I saw someone, I don't know who it was, they posted, I don't want to see your Spotify Wrapped. Let's see what your Bandcamp receipts look like. And I was like, ouch, you know.
Right.
He's right, you know, because if you're killing it and selling on Bandcamp, then you probably are successful to some degree because you aren't getting paid from those Spotify streams, as everyone knows. You know, you're making fractions of a penny off each one of those streams. So I feel like you have to have multiple things going on, because I hate to just be relegated to being a T-shirt salesperson. I'm not trying to just sell a bunch of shirts. I'm trying to make some damn music.
We
here.
do have
You know
great
what I
shirts
mean?
for sale at our Bandcamp, though.
That is true. You know,
Awesome.
And also, we are Horror Records as well. They have separate shirts than we do. Shameless plug, but on with the chlorophyll.
No, but I think that's that, because I don't think the record, like big record labels like the Atlantics and all those, I don't think that what can you do against the onslaught that, you know, maybe Lars was right about Napster, you know, and here you are. And
I think that
it's harder now today, I think.
I think that you're right when you look at it in being successful in that way. But I also think, like, in another way of success that a lot of local bands, or just a lot of bands is financially not a success. But this day and age, you're able to have people who appreciate your music around the world. Mm-hmm. And so you get a little bit of money back, and maybe not all of your money, or maybe even none. But if you get, you know, a bunch of comments or likes and subscribe, if people like your music, I think that is very successful these days, because I've been in bands for 20 plus years, and back in our high school days, you know, you didn't have that opportunity. Right. You're lucky that the people in your area code knew who you were, and it was like, oh, I'm going to go see them, and they were okay. Half the time they were like, you guys are fine, but you're all we got, you know what I mean? But nowadays, some kid in Australia send you a message on YouTube, and you just are like, well, hot damn. I think we nailed it, folks.
Yeah.
We got our...
and that's nice.
Like, let's plan the tour to Australia, baby.
And that's what it all comes down to, because we're just trying to have a good time writing the best material we can, and in a fun way. You know, it's like we're not trying to save the world. This isn't no one's dying on the table right now. You know, and so.
Well, you know, we all have, you know, other careers and to help feed our monsters. Whatever the monster is.
Yeah, it's all about passion, I think.
This day definitely.
And age.
Yeah.
And got the younger generation, they can really go for it. I'm just like here to rock. That's it.
No.
That's awesome.
What about you? What do you think success is, pal?
It's hard to, like, you have to be a touring musician, I think, if you want to be successful. And I honestly, like, I don't want to be away from my wife and kids that much. So it's like you think of your biggest dreams, and then you're like, do I really want to be gone that much? So really for me, like, if the like model successful musician to me is my good friend Hans Olsen, the venerable bluesman. He just celebrated his 50th anniversary, but he's a local legend. He has toured around a little bit, but everyone in Arizona loves him. They know him. He's never had to look for work. He just gets asked to play gigs. And like Jason touched on, his music just speaks to people. People know his songs. They sing along with all the words. And that to me is kind of what I envision if I look at myself as an older man, is like being just someone big in the local scene. I don't have like visions of grandeur beyond that. I wouldn't complain about it, obviously, but yeah, just being someone in the local scene. And like you said, someone who like a young kid might come to for advice, or just someone that you might want to sit down, or just people interested in coming to the shows. Like that would be cool to me.
Mm-hmm. Success is definitely a packed house.
Right.
Not if they want advice on child choirs, though. Not from me. I'd be like, wait till you're older, Sonny.
Definitely. Wait till you're older. Wait till they drop.
Yes.
Tired of those little voices.
There's low tones.
Sound like shrilly nails on a...
So this Friday at the Blues.
Mm-hmm.
And anything else after that? Anything lined up?
Yeah. We'll be... you want to go ahead with that?
Yep.
We'll be back at the Yucca with the Misfits again in January, correct?
Yes.
And then we'll be, in February, we'll be at the Nile Underground, opening for a band called the Coffin Cats.
Okay.
And that should be
the claustrophobic room.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially when you're 6'5".
Yeah. I don't want to advertise against us, but upstairs is going to be Kerry King that night, and I might just have to slip out and go check
with
that out.
well, I definitely am, because I think it's Kerry King's band and Municipal Waste, and so I mean, yeah, I'm going to be sneaking upstairs at some point.
Definitely.
Got to check that out. I'm like, come on now.
Right, for sure.
And there's more in the works right now, but we can't officially say dates. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
working on it, trying to fill up the whole. This 2024 is about the release of the album, and 2025 is about shows. So really trying to have the digital aspect of Boogeyman and the physical live band become one.
Okay.
More so.
Awesome.
and we will be back in the studio soon enough.
Oh yeah.
We got plenty of material that we plan on recording. So
Another album or EP or
the next thing will be an EP. Yes,
Okay.
also conceptual, but it's a shorter story and a more cohesive. I'm actually very proud of it. I think it's a more refined thing that we're doing, so I'm super excited. I almost shouldn't even
No.
buy
no,
our
you
second
should.
album, but the third one's gonna be dope as hell.
They're all great.
And we have so much. We have a third
They're all
album
so awesome.
written and an EP written as well. So we have music for days going on that we need to record for everybody, and that's my passion. I love the studio so much, like almost more than live shows. But
Okay.
live shows are fun.
It's fun to produce.
Yeah.
You know, and talk
So
about
where do
the
you guys
keyboard.
rehearse at?
Switchblade Sound. It's owned by Joseph Haslam, who is a dear friend of ours, and we've been in band in the past with Sanitation Squad. Yeah, he is gracious enough to let us practice at his studio. Great studio. You guys should inquire about that and try to get something going if you're a local band who wants to record at a great place that aims for natural sounds. And he doesn't go for like the modern replace all the drums type of recording. He's a real mics and amplifiers guy. So
He's a rock and roller.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
so.
his heart is also pure.
Where's he at?
Tempe.
Tempe? Okay.
Like just south of Tempe Marketplace.
Okay.
And so
Awesome. So, the leaves are falling. Tell us about
Time
that.
of year. Oh, the song. Okay, cool.
The cactus is still the same here in our town.
the
The
needles
leaves are
aren't-
falling, just not in Arizona.
Yeah.
Fun fact about this song is it's the first song I wrote for the second album. Not that I knew that it was going to be, what is it, the fourth?
Track 4.
Track
I made
4.
sure of that. I was like,
No.
no way, this is not. No, I'm just kidding.
No, when I write everything, I tell Jason, you choose now, and you put your story together. I try to give him a bunch of different feelings, I guess, that he can choose from.
It also has a nice chubby growl, which is something I don't think we have in any other song. So
A little
Okay.
more metal on this one.
a dab.
Okay. Well, I would like to thank you guys for coming and hanging out.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, man.
Absolutely.
Been a blast.
Telling your story and having something to put out there to hopefully draw some more attention to yourselves, because that's what this is all about. And I have a blast doing it. I want to say, ooh,
You do a good job, by the way. Just want to let you know.
well, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. I have to look real quick. You are number 61. So,
On what is that?
how many interviews I've done?
Oh, cool.
The 61st interview.
Damn.
So.
So this ain't your first rodeo at all.
61st
Well-
rodeo.
I've had some help along the way, and
Sure.
some great people, and like the last interview I did, I had a ton of technical difficulties. Both mics quit working. I think the amp was going out on the non-powered side, on the non-phantom side. So now they're just hardwired, and we it's a success. So it's successful. That's all I'm worried about.
Right. Don't touch him anymore.
Nope, leaving it alone. That one is powered by the Phantom, so and
Okay.
it works. So if somebody
So
comes
is the
in,
Boogeyman.
We power everything with the Phantom.
It's all the Phantom for us.
well, in case you ever decide to come back and want to do something acoustically,
Sure.
We
we
have it
could
set
do
up to
something.
that.
We'd love
I've
to
been
come back.
thinking
We
about
really
what we can
appreciate.
do
Yeah. So we.
I have some ideas.
My
Oh,
mind
boy.
is burning right now. Yeah.
I can only imagine. Well, again, thank you very much for hanging out with me, and it's been a blast. And
Absolutely. Thank you.
you are absolutely welcome. And ladies and gentlemen, this is Boogeyman, and here they are with The Leaves Are Falling right here in the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com.
The leaves are falling on the other side of town. Fingernails are crawling, something pushing up from underground. Some kind of sin, something's awakened them. No beating chest, no sign of breath. Reanimations of the ones who've come before and tasted death. No beating chest, no sign of breath. All the while, our friends are standing there, unaware and unprepared. Numbers growing in stages of decay. There's no way of knowing. None among the living dare to say the moon is pulling, raising flesh with all its beams. Someone is controlling. Who out there holds the puppet strings? Some kind of sin, something's awakened them. No beating chest, no sign of breath. Reanimations of the ones who've come before and tasted death. No beating chest, no sign of breath. All the while, our friends are standing there, unaware without a care. All the while, our friends are standing there, unaware and unprepared. The leaves are falling, the leaves are falling, the leaves are falling, the dance is running.
It's the Yeti Radio and the Backstage Lounge. No more feedback. Not tonight, anyway. But yeah, once again, thank you guys. Greatly appreciate it. Hope everybody had a good time.
Thank you,
And
Yeti.
Thank you, Mike.
Hope everybody enjoys it if they come watch after the fact. So take care, and we'll catch you soon. I have to do another show pretty soon. I've missed 2 now, so I got to fix that. So, but no big deal. We'll get that done. And like I said, I follow you guys on Spotify, so when you do put a new song up, Spotify says, "Hey Yeti, they got a new song." I put it on the show. So,
You all do this.
Heck yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
but thanks again, and have a good one. And we will catch everybody on the next show or the next interview right here on the YetiRadio.com.
Good night.
Good night.
The Yeti Radio, powered by DavidLeeImaging.com. David Lee Imaging in the Titletown Music Archive and the Live 365 app. Welcome to the Backstage Lounge on the YetiRadio.com.
Don't fuck it up.